Namaste. Lovely to be back with you again. And Flynn is delighted to see you again. He seems to see me put the yoga mat out and trots into the room. So, welcome. He'll show us how to do a proper downward facing dog. Okay, so maybe before the beginning of the class, ensure that you've got all that you need: water, cushions, blankets, props. Okay. And now we're going to settle into our feet. And the feet are hip width apart, if that's comfortable for you. And take some moments to really take the elevator down out of your mind. Feel that sense of slowly going down into the basement, into your foundations, into your support. And arrive in the soles of the feet. Notice how you know that you're living in the soles of your feet, how they feel the floor. Maybe the sponginess of your yoga mat, its texture, its feel. How does it feel? Notice the weight of your body pressing down. And where that presses down, maybe in the balls of the feet, maybe in the heels, perhaps just gently in the toes. And aware too of the space in the instep where it doesn't meet anything, but there's a presence of that being part of our experience. So as we feel the connection, the stability, the anchoring of the ground, become aware of the whole body. Feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, thighs, pelvis, hips, tummy, waist, and chest, front chest, back chest, side chest, shoulder blades, shoulders, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, hands, fingers, neck, head, and face. And this body that got us here. Maybe having an inner smile for this dear body that got us here. Become aware of the space around you. The warmth or temperature of this space. Maybe felt as a breeze of this moment on the skin. and meet your breath. Feel your breath expressing your day so far. And know that that breath isn't a mistake. If it's breathing fast, it's because it needs to. If it's breathing deeply, that's how it needs to breathe. So we're just allowing this intelligence of the breath to know what's right for us. So let's feel that. And now as we start to bring a little bit of movement into the practice, let's really allow our breath to accompany us. So firstly, let's bring the hands to meet at the heart center. Feel each fingertip meeting each fingertip. Palm meeting palm. And shoulders letting go of their load, putting down those heavy suitcases. Shoulders moving away from the ears. And now as we take in our next breath, we're going to inhale, reaching out, lifting the heart center, rooting down through the soles of the feet, and then exhaling, sort of drawing in, grabbing hold of what we most need. Maybe it's patience, maybe it's understanding, maybe it's self-kindness, bringing what we need back into our heart. So inhaling, reaching out, still feeling connected with the floor, and then exhaling, drawing in. Inhaling, reaching out, and exhaling, drawing in. And then letting the hands come down beside the body, sweeping wide, inhaling, reaching up tall. And exhaling, resting down. I'm moving back a bit just so that I'm in the whole of the screen. Inhaling, reaching up. And exhaling, reaching down. Just continuing with that. I'm just going to move my laptop back a weeny bit. Inhaling, reaching up. Well, that made precisely no difference at all. Reach it a little bit further. Inhaling, reaching. And exhaling, reaching down. Inhaling, taking the arms parallel with the ground, palms facing the floor, and then exhaling, palms facing the sky. Inhaling, palms down, rotating from the shoulders. Exhaling, reaching up. Inhaling, twisting down. Exhaling, twisting up, resting if you need to. Inhale, twisting, maybe twisting all the way so the palms are looking behind you, and then twisting all the way back. Inhaling, twisting round, and exhaling, twisting back. Inhaling, reaching up tall, and then exhale, hands float down, and notice this sensation as we're aware of the arms getting to rest. How the arms respond to being drawn back down towards gravity. Inhaling, reaching up, palms facing forward. And exhaling, leaving the arms up there. Inhaling, reaching tall, lengthening through the sides of the waist, pressing down into the soles of the feet, and then exhaling slowly, feeling the experience of the arms filling back with blood as they lower down. Inhaling, reaching. Exhaling, softening, and we relax on the exhale. Inhaling, reaching tall, growing a bit, and then exhaling, arms floating down. One more time, inhaling. It's like the arms become an extension of the lung, the whole body breathing in. Exhaling, the shoulders soften. Inhaling, reaching tall. And then slowly exhaling, maybe feeling this floating down of the hands from the shoulders, how the shoulders experience this movement. Crossing the wrists so that the palms sit on all opposite thighs. Inhaling, reaching tall. Exhaling, bending the elbows just behind the head. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhaling, floating down. Inhaling, reaching. Exhaling, elbows bend, hands just behind the head, opening the chest. Inhaling, tall arms, lengthening the sides of the waist. And then exhaling, the hands float down in front. And releasing the arms by your body. Just take a moment to notice how the shoulders feel, how the body feels. Maybe there's a change in temperature. Maybe there's a zing in your hands. Noticing that without judgment. What's it like to experience something without having an opinion about it? Does that bring a sense of ease? And then inhaling, taking the arms up. Exhaling, taking them, just turning around to show you the hands onto the shoulders. Inhaling, lifting the elbows towards the sky. And exhaling. Inhaling, arms reach up. And exhaling, hands float down. Inhaling, reaching tall. Exhaling, hands touch the shoulders. Inhaling, elbows lift to the sky, lengthening the front of the body and the belly. And exhaling. Inhaling, reaching tall. Exhaling, hands floating down. And again, notice how you feel. So just taking your feet a little bit wider now. And softening the shoulders away from the ears. I'm going to bring in a gentle stretch of the side body. So let's inhale, reaching tall. So if we're going to hold a big ball of sunshine, Lifting the right heel, which bends the right knee a little, and then exhale towards the right. Inhale back to center, let the right heel land, lifting the left heel. Exhale to the left. Inhaling to center, left heel lands, right heel lifts, and exhale to the right. And just continue with this, so inhaling up, exhaling to the side. Inhaling, reaching, exhaling, bending. And then completing the one you're on, so we'll finish on the left side. Inhaling back to the center and exhale down. And pause to notice the warmth of the body. And then we're going to do a gentle, it's like a sort of a Tai Chi twist. So inhaling one way and exhaling the other. It reminds me of like if your arms were like the ribbons on a maypole, sort of blowing in the breeze, swinging all the way one way and all the way the other way. Feel the air flowing through your fingers. Feel how your feet know exactly what to do to support you. And then let's maybe speed it up a little bit so that the hands sort of swing and tap the body. Notice the shoulders, see if they're holding on in any way and whether they can soften and relax. And then slowly let that simmer down until we come back just to standing. And notice how you feel. So we're going to do what I think of as a downhill skier asana. Helps to just again loosen up the spine in another direction. Maybe I'll do it side on so you can see. Again, we're going to start slow motion and then we'll speed up. So we're going to inhale as we lift the arms and we lift the heels. And then as we exhale, the heels come down and the butt goes back and the knees bend and the arms swing. It might stroke the floor and the arms reach up to the sky. And then we inhale, the arms swing back. We reach forwards, we press into the ground and then come back onto the heels. Exhaling, heels down, butt back, knees bend. So just going at the pace that's right for you. Reaching tall. And then heels settle. And the body bends and flows. It's like we've put everything onto slow motion. And then slowly, if it feels comfortable for you, to speed that up. Inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling And the next time you exhale down, just allow your body to rest there, so the knees are soft. The feet are really meeting the floor, the inner ankles are lifted. The arms just sort of tumbling out of the shoulders. Head's nice and loose. Maybe give it a ragdoll nod and a shake of the head. Having more weight in the heels than the toes, so sort of 60% in the heels helps us to ground a bit more. And then slowly lifting the hands, interlinking the fingers behind your back, straightening the arms, moving the shoulders away from the ears, lifting the knuckles of the hands up towards the sky. Head's just hanging. If you need to have your knees quite bent to be more comfy, that's really fine. And then release your hands. Allow your belly to almost sit on the thighs, the arms to dangle. I'm going to take one earring out, otherwise I'm going to be making a noise with the microphone. And then very slowly, rolling up the spine, rounding the back as you stack one vertebrae on top of the other. And coming back to standing in Tadasana in the mountain. And inhabiting that sense of the mountain. Steady, stable, present through all the weathers of life. Whatever's passing through, the mountain remains whole, steady, anchored, and inhabiting that sense of the mountain right now. And then we're going to move to a balance. And although for loads of us, there's lots of wobble with a balance, that's not a mistake. That's actually Team You doing all it can to support your practice. All those twitches of muscles are pulling and contracting and releasing to find your place to hold you. So let's celebrate our inner wobble. Okay, so we're going to start with the put my teeth in, Vrikshasana, the tree. And depending on how things are for you today, you might prefer to start with a sapling. So just like the instep of the left foot sits on the top of the right, there's still a balance involved there. And let's bring the hands to the heart. Or you might feel that you'd like to place the foot, the sole of the foot, on the lower leg, and really allow the two to push against each other to support each other. Or you may want to lift your leg to your thigh. I don't know that that's going to be available to me for me today. Let's see. So really honoring what's available right here, right now. And then soften the shoulders away from the ears. Feel that sense of rooting down through the right foot. And you might choose just to rest here. Or you may like to explore growing your tree, reaching tall, lengthening the arms, or maybe even opening your branches. And just in case you don't know how to wobble, I'm doing a really good impersonation. So feel free to join me. And if you can gaze at one place in front of you, that can really help to anchor you. I'm enjoying my inner wobble today myself. And then when you feel ready, bringing your hands back to your heart. And then slowly releasing your foot to the floor. And you might want to just have a gentle sort of rock and roll, massage the soles of the feet into the floor. It can stretch the ankles and release any squeeze there. And then let's explore this on the other side. So now we're going to root down through the left foot. Maybe try your sapling or your lower leg. I think I'm going to stay with a lower leg for this side. And meet this moment with your breath. You can either stay here with the hands meeting the heart or reach up tall. Lengthening the arms. Reaching fingertips up to the sky. And then taking your branches out to the sides. Lifting your heart center. Feeling that team you supporting your balance. And then when you feel ready, hands coming into the heart. And releasing your leg, maybe massaging again the soles of the feet into the floor. And then coming to the front of your mat. Take a moment to arrive, to fully connect with the ground. Allow your awareness to really go into the right sole of the right foot, so that the right foot's starting to be what's supporting you. So you can then lift your left foot up and step it back. Bending the right knee so that it sits over the ankle. Right arm reaching forward, left arm back. If you want, you can lower down, see what feels right for you today. We want to sort of have the feet pressing away from each other, the inner ankles lifting, a sense of tall, dignified spine, as if you're reaching forwards, but somebody's holding your left hand and drawing you back. And shoulders softening away from the ears. You might want to glance down and have a look that you can see your big toe on the inside of your right knee. That means that just show that your knee won't be rolling in. And then allow the right hand, the right lower arm to rest on the right side. Sweep the arm up and over. reaching ahead of you, a lovely diagonal stretch of the body, rooting down through the back of the left foot, the outside edge of the back foot. And then straightening your front leg, maybe not completely straight, just almost towards straight. And then let this raised arm swing down and all the way up. So we're moving into Trikonasana, a triangle. And find where your head wants to be. It might feel comfortable looking up at your raised hand. It might not. You might want to prefer to look straight ahead or down. So find what feels good for you. And then allowing that raised hand to float down and reach ahead of you, reaching out in front. Bending your front knee so that the hands can now come to rest either side of your front foot. And you're going to get a little bit of a push off from your left foot, pushing, coming in a little bit. So your left toes are pointing forwards and your right toes are pointing forwards. If needs be, you can bend that knee and just fold. Actually, let's do that anyway. So let's bend that right knee. Let the torso fold over the right knee. The body's soft. And then inhale, lengthening the front leg, lengthening the body. And then exhaling, bending. Inhaling, straightening like a tabletop, flat back. And exhaling, bending. And then transfer your weight from the left foot into the right foot at the front. The knees remain slightly soft, and you might prefer to have the left toes still meeting the ground. The hands are either side of the front foot. You can either keep that leg down, so we've still got a nice stretch happening in the front thigh, the back of the front thigh, or you could lift your left leg up parallel with the ground. It's just hanging. Navel is drawn in towards the spine. Sit bones drawn together, sucking up towards the navel. And then exhaling that left leg down so that the foot comes and lands beside the right foot, and we're in Uttanasana, the forward fold. Arms just flopping out of the body. Heads relaxed. And taking some breaths here. Notice where your weight is. Ease it into the heels more than the toes to ground us. And then bending the knees just a little to allow the gentle rolling up of the spine. And the shoulders roll all the way up to the ears, behind the ears, and slide down the back. And we pause again into Dasana, the heart lifted, feet planted. We're not rigid, we're soft, steady, and open. And then let's transfer your weight now into the left leg. I'm going to move to the other end of my mat so that I'm not putting my back towards you. So we're going to transfer the weight into the left leg so you can start to think about stepping the right foot back. Bending the left knee, maybe wiggling the feet forwards. Glance down to see that left big toe on the inside of the knee, so the knee's not rolling in. Aware of the feet really pressing into the ground, pushing away from each other. The left arm reaches forwards and the right arm back. That sense of lifting up through the spine. The shoulders are softening away from the ears. We're reaching forwards, but this right hand is sort of pulling us back. Steady. Inner ankles lifted. Outside edge of the feet pressing into the mat. Aware of the breath. And then floating the left arm down to lightly touch the left thigh, sweeping the right arm up and over. Long diagonal stretch from the outside edge of the right foot to the tips of the right fingers. Lengthening this right side of the body. And then see where your neck wants to be. If it's okay to look up at the hand, that's fine. Otherwise, find where does it want to be. Necks are so precious. Let's be kind to them. And then let's slowly let that right arm float down, the left knee straighten a little, and we move into Trikonasana. Again, finding what's right for your neck. Rooting down through the feet, lengthening the wingspan from hand to hand, fingertips to fingertips. And then reaching your right arm forwards, reaching ahead of you. And then continuing down, one hand either side of your left leg. Look back to your right foot and just give a little bit of a push to bring it in a little. Both feet are pointing forwards, toes pointing forwards. And again, let's just hang out. Drape the torso over the front thigh. Inhaling, straightening the front leg, tabletop flat back, or towards that. And then exhaling, folding. Inhaling, tabletop flat back. Exhaling, folding. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. And then folding. Relaxing the head. Relaxing the jaw. Softening the eyes. And then gradually transfer your weight from your back foot into the left foot. And you might choose to keep that, the right toes still planted in the ground, or to lift the right leg up parallel to the floor. Feel what's right for you. And then slowly let that raised leg float down, the foot alongside the left foot, softening the knees, folding into the forward bend, Uttanasana. Floppy arms, drapey torso, relaxed face and mouth. And then bending the knees a little more so that you can plant the palms of your hands either side of your feet. And then lift the right leg and step it back, and the left into downward facing dog. So let's take a moment to arrive here. So we really want to be pressing the hands into the ground through the base of the knuckles of the fingers. We're pushing the mat away from us. We're drawing the sit bones back behind us, lengthening the spine. And then let's do walking the dog. I should be careful how I say that because Flynn might wake up and to walk. So we're lifting and layering alternate heels, bending and straightening alternate knees, whilst really pressing into the ground through the palms of the hands. And then slowing that down to stillness, knowing at any time you could choose, if it feels a bit demanding to remain in downward facing dog, you might choose to fold into child, which is sort of a nice softened, relaxed pose. So if any of you would like to do that, it's really okay. In fact, nobody will know, will they? That's the joy of doing it at home. We're not keeping up with anybody. We're just being truthful to ourselves. But if you're okay with staying in downward facing dog, we're going to inhale, lifting the right leg up behind. And then as you exhale, gently move that leg forwards as far as it will naturally go. And then you can always hoist it the rest of the way. So my knee is sitting above my ankle. My left heel is drawing back to lengthen the left leg. Shoulders are softened away from the ears. And then inhale, lifting the heart. And then as you exhale, we're going to move the hips back and the body's going to fold again over that front leg, like we did before. Inhaling, bending the right knee, heart lifting. Exhaling, folding as the hips move back. Inhaling, heart lifting. Exhaling, hips move back, front leg almost straightens, and the body hangs there. Let's just take a few breaths here. And then inhaling, coming forwards. Now transfer all your weight into that left hand. If you need to, you could have your back knee down if that feels more supportive. You can still do the practice, it'll just give a little bit more support for your body. But we're rooting down through that left hand so that you can unfold and lift your right hand up towards the sky. And imagine somebody's lifting us with this hand so we're not sinking into the shoulder. We're expanding in the chest. We're lifting and light. And then with the next exhale, hand comes down either side of the front foot. We get all that sense of purchase and of holding through the hands that the right leg can now step back again. Into downward facing dog. And then let's all pause here. So we'll slowly lower the knees. And to give a little bit of relief to the wrists, let's slide the arms back, palms facing up, and rest in child. And notice your breath. Feel where you feel that breath. Might be in the tummy. Might be in the back ribs. Maybe in the nostrils. And allow the body to meet itself in the pause. And then gently lifting the head, sliding the hands back along the mat. Nice long arms now. Coming back onto all fours briefly. Toes tucking under. And let's return to downward facing dog. The head's just hanging. Again, engaging through the knuckles at the base of the fingers. The sit bones are moving back behind us to allow a lengthening of the spine. And then we're going to inhale, lifting the left leg up behind. And then as we exhale, we'll swing that left leg forwards, let it land where it does, bring it the rest of the way. And we've got hands either side of that front foot. We're going to inhale, lifting the heart. And then as we exhale, we'll move the butt back, the hips back as the body falls over the front leg, drapes over the front leg. Inhaling, knee bends again and the heart lifts, looking forwards. Exhaling, body draping. Inhaling, lifting, looking forwards. Exhaling, draping. And this time let's hold that for a few breaths. You can always put your knee down again if that feels more comfortable for you. And then inhaling, coming forwards at the knees above the ankle again. Now let's lean into that right hand so that it's the right hand that's supporting the body and the left hand can reach up and lengthen as if we're floating that left arm up, opening the chest. And softening the jaw, relaxing the eyes. And then with the exhale, hand comes back down. Hands are either side of that front leg, pushing into the hands that you can step the left leg back. Lengthening the spine. And floating the knees back down to the ground. Hands slide down, palms face up alongside the ankles, and we rest again in child. And then lifting the head, coming up to sit on your heels, hands resting on your thighs, Shoulders softening away from your ears. Chin tucked. Back of the crown of the head lifted. And sliding the hands off the thighs, palms facing forwards, fingertips facing forwards, elbows moving towards each other. And then we're just going to inhale, lifting the hips, and exhale, settling down. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, settling. If the lifting feels too much, then feel free to just rest here. Inhaling, lifting. And exhaling, settling. And if you choose to, you might want to hold that for a few breaths. Some of us might, some of us may choose not to, and that's fine. And the hands are pressing into the floor. We're inviting opening in the shoulders as well. And then exhaling down. And pushing off from the hands back to upright. Let's take the feet round, pressing into the knuckles of your hands at the butt. Moves towards the heels. And we can rest down onto the mat. Hands on belly. Jaw soft. Feet feeling the floor. Feeling that deep connection with the ground. And the back feeling the floor. And the head feeling the floor. And then we're going to move into the bridge pose, if that feels good for you today. So the heels moving back towards the buttocks. Maybe you can feel the heels with your fingertips, and maybe you can't. It's all dependent on the length of your arms. If you've got orangutan jeans like me, you can do that. So the knees are sitting above the hips. And the inner ankles are lifting and the outside edge of the feet are pressing into the mat. And then we inhale, taking the arms up over the head, letting them settle on the ground. And then the tailbone tilts up towards the sky, which sort of presses the lower back more into the ground. And then slowly the sacrum comes up. And we peel off one vertebrae at a time. And breastbone moving towards the chin. And then on the exhale, we slowly reverse that practice. Rolling down, allow the spine to feel the ground, one vertebrae at a time. And the arms to move through the air. And the arms to fully settle on the ground before you prepare to do that again. So inhaling. Peeling off. Exhaling, rolling down. Feel free to go at the pace that's right for you. Some of us might be faster, some of us might be slower. And then if you'd like to, you could maybe hold the next bridge up for a few breaths. See how that feels for you. So we're inhaling and lifting. We're drawing the navel up towards the sky, breastbone towards the chin. We're lifting the inner ankles. And we're breathing into the belly, and breathing into the chest. And then when you're ready on your exhale, slowly rolling back down. Followed by the arms. Pause again to settle. Punctuating your practice with stillness. Noticing how stillness feels. And for some of us, it might feel just too still. And it's because stillness and pause is something that we have to learn to do. And we've been moving fast through life for so long, we've maybe forgotten how this feels, so it might feel strange. But with practice, we can start to notice how it feels nourishing. So let's just finish with a semi-supine twist. So bringing the knees in towards the body, maybe hugging them in and giving your back a gentle massage against the ground. And then slowing that down to stillness, taking the arms out to the sides like a letter T. And taking a breath in. And then as you breathe out, letting the knees drop to the right. And your head turn to the left if that feels okay. And if you'd like to invite a bit more of a twist, you could place your right hand on the outside of the left thigh and just hug that thigh in towards the ground. Now moving your awareness to your breath in your back ribs and your shoulder blades, and allow those shoulder blades to really connect with the ground. It's more valuable to have the shoulder blades meeting the ground than the knees meeting the ground. It doesn't matter if the knees are up here. I want to start with the shoulder blades really connecting with the ground first. Imagine the print of your body, the shape of your body, if you're looking at it from above. This body resting, stretching, practicing, and being. And then on the next in-breath, inhaling back to the center. And exhaling, knees to the left and head turning to the right. And again, we can invite a little bit more of a twist by the left hand on the outside of the left thigh, hugging it towards the ground. And then we meet the shoulder blades again in the back of the body. Feel the ground through the shoulder blades. And then inhaling, coming back to the center, giving your knees a hug, and maybe another little rock and roll. And then lifting nose towards the knees. And let the head settle back down. Now prepare yourself for Shavasana. So you might want to have a cushion under your knees or your head. You might want a blanket over your body. So if this feels comfortable for you, allow the feet to be a couple of feet apart and falling out to the sides. And your arms a little away from your body, palms facing up. And imagine that you've got nothing to do for the rest of the day. Just imagine it. That you can just rest in the company of you. Feeling connected to this precious moment. And the breath coming and going. And for those of you that have a TRE practice, they might want to awaken the tremors now for 10 to 15 minutes, as long as that feels comfortable. And then to return to Shavasana for 5 to 10 minutes at the end. And as you rest here, I'd like to just share some words with you. These words are written by an 85-year-old lady called Nadine Stair. And it's called, "If I Had My Life to Live Over." If I had my life to live over, I'd like to make more mistakes next time. I'd relax. I'd limber up. I would be sillier than I've been on this trip. I would take fewer things seriously. I would take more chances. I would climb more mountains and swim more rivers. I would eat more ice cream and less beans. I would perhaps have more actual troubles, but far fewer imaginary ones. You see, I'm one of those people who live sensibly and sanely, hour after hour, day after day. Oh, I've had my moments, and if I had to do it over again, I'd have more of them. In fact, I'd try to have nothing else. Just moments, one after another, instead of living so many years ahead of each day. I've been one of those persons who never goes anywhere without a thermometer, a hot water bottle, a raincoat and a parachute. If I had to do it again, I would travel lighter than I have. If I had my life to live over, I would start barefoot earlier in the spring and stay that way later into the fall. I would go to more dances. I would ride more merry-go-rounds. and I would pick more daisies. And we have in each moment the chance to make the most of this life. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing the practice. Wishing you a wonderful week. Thank you for sharing the practice with me.